Composition is how the elements of a photo are arranged. A composition can be made up of many different elements, or only a few. A good photograph will take many different parts and combine them into an aesthetically pleasing whole. Composition is how an artist tells a story within the confines of a single frame. In other words, the composition is a very personal relationship between the photographer and the subject. It is how a photographer puts his or her own spin on a photograph, and with that being said, in this video, we will give you creative composition styles to improve your photography. Welcome to WeGotMedia. We are a multimedia agency that offers professional services and training in all areas of digital media such as graphic design, video production, audio production, and digital marketing. This channel is dedicated in providing free informational tips and easy tutorials on how to make digital content using various software in the digital media space. Number 1. Look for shapes. Shapes are two-dimensional. They can be measured by overall height and width. Shapes can be the outline of an object, familiar or unfamiliar. Sometimes a familiar shape can transform into an unfamiliar or unrecognizable shape based on the viewpoint of the photographer. There are two basic types of shapes, geometric and organic. We all know geometric shapes, circles, squares, triangles, and so on. We are also familiar with organic shapes, the outline of a bird, elephant, flower, tree, etc. Fluids can create organic shapes that cannot be permanently defined. Number 2. Symmetry and asymmetry. Symmetry in photography creates a sense of harmony and visual cohesion where well-structured composition produces an image displaying aesthetically pleasing proportion and balance. Symmetry is achieved when two almost identical halves of an image seem equal in balance and importance. On the other hand, asymmetry in photography is the fun part because challenges the photographer's perspective and also makes the photography more unique. Conversely, asymmetry is the absence of symmetry of any kind. Asymmetry creates more complex relationships between elements, so it tends to be more interesting than symmetry. Because it's more interesting, asymmetry can be used to draw attention. This also makes you use positive and negative spaces, which refer to positive spacing as the subject or areas of interest in an artwork, whereas negative space in a photograph refers to the areas of an image that are left open, such as the sky, or other areas in an image such as a blank wall. Leaving negative space can help your main subject stand out and also evoke certain emotions, whether you want your photo to transmit peace and quiet or a sense of mystery. Number 3. Leading lines. Using lines can help draw attention to the main subject of interest in your photograph, and they're also an excellent way to create a sense of depth and lead the viewer's eyes through an image. Leading lines can be horizontal, vertical, diagonal, or curved. Number 4. Framing. Framing is a popular compositional technique that involves using elements of a scene to create a frame around your subject. This may serve to emphasize your subject, but can also provide context and help you tell a story through your image. Another popular category under framing is foreground framing, which is a frame within a frame. It is the use of visual elements in a scene to border a subject, further drawing the focus to them. The first frame is the literal shape and border of the entire image. The second frame is then created within the image. Number 5. Center of interest. A center of interest is that part of the picture which attracts the mind. A focal point is that area of a picture that attracts the eye. It is the point in the image where the photographer hopes to focus the attention of the viewer. The focal point constitutes the center of, or point of, interest for the viewer. You can focus the attention of the viewer on the image by using various forms of emphasis. The counterpart of this is the focal point, which is the area around the center of interest. Number 6. Camera angles. The camera is positioned in a certain way to create a more interesting look around the main subject. This can also be referred to as point of view or POV. Angle is important to create a dynamic composition with a new perspective. There are so many angles available depending on the photographer's skills in creating unique angles. We have a whole video on angles. Check it out by clicking the card above or clicking the link below in the description. Number 7. Backgrounds. As a photographer, you need to pay equal attention to the main subject and the background. It's easy to lose track of the background while you focus on your main subject. You can even call it white space, negative space, or even focal point as discussed in the points earlier. When you compose the background, look for leading lines, patterns, minimalism, etc. Background serves many purposes, either to make the subject stand out, convey a story, or simply capture the location. Number 8. Scale and proportion. Scale is the ratio of the distance between 2 points on an image to the actual distance between the same 2 points on the ground. Whereas, proportion in photography is usually comparing the size of objects, or the amount of one thing to the whole. This depends on the creativity and skill of the photographer. Number 9. Motion and balance. Motion in photography is about showing movement. Adding a slight blur of the action to your shot helps tell a story. This storytelling element makes the images a little less static and unexpected. Another reason why showing movement stands out is that it sets the mood. Shutter speed photography would be an example of motion in photography. Balance is a composition technique that arranges elements within the frame to achieve equal visual weight across the image. The visual weight of an element essentially measures how much attraction it draws from the viewer. Number 10. Colors are feelings. Color can help us tell visual stories with our photos, and it can be used to communicate to the viewers of our photos on an emotional level. In photography, color harmony combines colors to create an appealing, effective photograph. These harmonies are established combinations based on their position on the color wheel to create a satisfying balance of colors that are pleasing to the eye. Number 11. Mix it up. The last step is mixing all the previous steps to create the best photographs. Once you become good at composing photographs, mixing up all these composition styles will become second nature to you. So get out there and keep taking photos while also experimenting with these composition styles. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel for more informational videos related to the media industry. See you in the next video.